welcome to Awesome Video Game Memories, where we talk about...
Hello, Ryan.
Oh, hey Critic, what's up?
I sent you a gift for being a part of our family at Channel Awesome.
Oh boy! Wait, how did you know where I live?
I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I know where you live, so you don't have to.
Right.
What are you waiting for? Go see what I sent you.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! Oh my god, Critic! Are you serious? Why did you send me these?
Well, excuse me, princess.
Did you know that no reviewer was ever the same after reviewing these? I mean, why didn't you send these to Angry Joe, Yomar's Gaming Wildlife, Tiger, or anybody else on Channel Awesome?
I don't see them anywhere, do you? Well, because you refused to accept my gracious gift, your punishment now is to review them!
No, Critic. Anything but that!
Review them or else! The next time, I might actually aim for your head.
Okay. You win, Critic, but can I at least have a little time to think this over?
Review them!
Yes, sir! Well, guys, welcome to Awesome Video Game Memories, where we talk about awesome memories about video games. And today's game is Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon for the Philips CDI. Well, guys, this is gonna be a bit of a long one, so strap yourselves in, because oh boy, there's a lot of stuff to say about this game. And the rest, oh man. So Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon was released in 1993 for the Philips CDI. And I know what you were thinking, and we all thought the same thing back in the day. Why the hell are Nintendo-based characters on a console that we know nothing about? Why do they have their own games? Well, here's the story, guys. So back in the day, Nintendo and Philips were gonna have a CD add-on for the Super Nintendo. But then they kind of, dissolved that partnership in a way. And then they went to Sony, and then they also dissolved that partnership. It seems like Nintendo had a lot of problems trying to make CD add-ons for their consoles before the GameCube. Well, Nintendo, you kind of have to learn to play with everybody else. But no, Big Nintendo, the Big Ed back in the day was like, no, it's okay, we can do this ourselves. But of course, part of Nintendo's deal with Philips to produce a CD add-on was the use of their licensed characters. And because Philips kind of needed to give people a bit of an incentive to purchase a CDI, well, they exercised their rights to use that license, and they made 3 Zelda games for the Philips CDI. So Nintendo very begrudgingly, I assure you very begrudgingly, lent their licensed characters over to Philips to give people a reason to purchase the system, and we got Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon, Link, the Faces of Evil, and Zelda's Adventure. And the game we are going to be covering is Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon. So my first memories of these games were reading GamePro magazine, Electronic Gaming Monthly, and then I was like, oh, they're making Zelda games and Mario games on this console I've never heard of. Honestly, I didn't think they looked dumb at first because, I only saw screen caps and I was like, well, those just look like the cartoon. But when YouTube came about in the 2000s, and if you remember what YouTube Poop is, you're really old. Because I saw the clips of this game on YouTube Poop and I saw the Angry Video Game Nerd review on it. I was like, holy shit, these games look horrible and I have to play them! Of course, back in the day, and even now, it's really hard to find a good working CDI emulator. I know they exist, but they don't really play the games that well. But luckily, the Nostalgia Critic, in his extreme kindness, sent me these games for being part of Channel Awesome for all this time. It's one of the perks you get for working on Channel Awesome. You get to work with the Nostalgia Critic, and he sends you these really awful games for free. Because they cost so much on eBay, so he was kind enough to send them. But you know what, guys? Before Smash Brothers, this was actually the very first game that you could actually play as Princess Zelda. So for some weird reason in 1993, where The Legend of Zelda for the NES and A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo were the two top Zelda games, and a lot of people weren't really talking so much about The Adventure of Link. Philips decided, well, we're gonna borrow the gameplay from The Adventure of Link rather than the top-down title. Well, they did adopt the top-down titles for Zelda's Adventure, but why did Philips decide to copy the formula of the least most liked Zelda game? Because it's Philips. So the story of Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon, revolves around Mr. Duke Onkled, this guy. He asks for your father's help in trying to restore peace to his kingdom because the evil Ganon has, taken over like he usually does. Yeah, so Ganon, I know you're trying to take over Hyrule, but you want to take over other places too. And Mr. Duke Onkled definitely needs some help. So Link, being the dashing adventurer he is, decides to volunteer. And he could take on like a zillion dodongos. Man, he's so bored and he has to move his arms in these silly cutscenes. But then Link gets kidnapped. Gasp! So Zelda has to go out and rescue both Link and her father and help Mr. Duke Onkled. And yes, guys, let's talk about it. The cutscenes. Oh boy, the cutscenes. The cutscenes of this game are just a marvel to look at. Like, just look at them.
Zelda, Duke Onkled is under attack by the evil forces of Ganon. I'm going to Gamelon to aid him.
But Father, what if something happens to you?
Great! I can't wait to bomb some dodongos!
Whatever I see, I shall devour.
So from what I understand, these were made on a very, very low budget with some rookie animators, and well, I gotta admit, the animation, it's actually kind of lively, as silly as it looks. Like, characters are going like, oh my god, the evil Prince Ganon is like, well, princess, haha, I'm zooming in on my face. Oh boy, the dongos everywhere. What is Zelda? You have to do that. Aha, I am Ganon, the king of evil. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's not just like pictures with moving mouths. They move in the silliest way possible. And I know clips of these have been going around YouTube for a long, long time, like over a decade, but you gotta see them to believe them. If you have not seen these yet, you just gotta watch them, man. So you're not in Hyrule, you are in the Land of Gamelon. Oh gee, I would have never guessed that from the title, considering it's the Wand of Gamelon. I thought Gamelon was kind of a wizard, but no, it's part of this landscape that you have to go. Pretty much like most Zelda games, you're not really given any direction where to go. Okay, great. So do I go here first or here first? Do I go to the city? Do I go to this forest, this cave? Where the fuck do I go? Alright, so let's get started on the gameplay. Yes, the gameplay is a lot like Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, if you played it at 50% speed. Yes, this is exactly how fast the game moves. I am not slowing this down. This is exactly how it moves, where your characters are moving at the speed like turtles. Well, of course, your enemies kind of move slow too, but oh boy, let me get started on the enemies. Now, the hit detection in this game is brutal. Like, if you get trapped between enemies, you're dead. That's it. Like, it's so hard to get away from enemies because it takes so long to just walk to one place to another. Yeah, was Zelda like, well, I haven't gone adventuring in a long time. Okay, Link. Okay, Dad. Okay, let me catch my breath. And about the controls of this game, like, you have to press up to jump, like in Kung Fu on the NES and some other games. And a lot of the times, when you press up on this controller, sometimes it accidentally makes me go left or right because, this controller is a little wonky at times. And there's been a lot of times I've tried to jump forward, but I end up jumping up. And then there's a lot of times I just want to jump up, but I end up jumping either to the left or the right into enemy fire, which really, really sucks. Also, what really sucks about this game is, yes, Zelda has a shield, but you have to be standing perfectly still in order to block projectiles. Because if you're moving with that shield, you're gonna get hit a lot. And unlike Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, where you can still block projectiles even when you're moving, you have to be perfectly still. Like, you have to completely stop and the animation has to stop, and it will really throw you off. Believe me. And also what sucks is, yes, you start off with a crappy sword, and later in the game you do get an item that allows you to shoot beams from your sword.
Bring a
Wait, Crystal. I'll fix up your sword.
But if you get hit, you lose those beams, but then after that you get another item which allows you to shoot beams with your sword even after you've lost your life. Although this item doesn't come in way later into the game, so pretty much the majority of the game you are going to be very, very under-equipped and under-prepared. And I do gotta admit, the graphics are actually quite nice and detailed for the CDI system, but the problem is, there's many times where you have to jump up to reach like a hill or a door, and you don't know like where you can jump up because like the graphics don't exactly give you like a depth perception of which plane you can jump up on or climb up on. It's very, very confusing. And also, the music is actually pretty decent. It's nothing spectacular. I mean, it doesn't sound like generic elevator music, but it just doesn't sound like it fits in Zelda, but it's decent music. It's not something that you're gonna put on your MP3 player or your iPod, but I think the majority of the game's budget went into the music in this game. And in this game, you really, really have to grind a lot of rupees because you need a lot of rope, you need a lot of bombs, and you need a lot of candles. Because there's going to be a lot of parts in the game where it's completely dark and you need a candle to see. And then you need ropes to climb places. And the game does not tell you any of this. The game does not give you any clues. Like, you just kind of have to assume it for yourself through a lot of trial and error. And oh boy, there's a lot of trial and error in this game. And there's so many parts in this game that you don't even know that there's an entrance or a door there. Like, oh, I didn't know I have to go through this window in order to get to the next part of the town. Okay, I know this game is trying to be like a lot of the other Zelda games by not giving you any clues at all, but damn, I can't even find my way through a lot of these places. Well, like without a guide. And oh boy, let's talk about the bosses. If you thought the enemies were hard, and those freaking Dodongos are like nearly impossible at times, the bosses will easily one-shot you. But there is this one boss that you kill, and then he's like, "You killed me!
You've killed me!"
Good.
Good. That's all Zelda has to say. Good. Good. Great. Awesome. Spectacular. Good. Like Zelda. We've trekked through so much of this really fucking difficult game by grinding rupees, talking to crazy people who wave their motions like this, and then we have to traverse through all these crazy places that we can't even reach, and we get no clues, and all you have to say is good. 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 Great. Awesome. I'm over it. No, it's fucking great! We killed that fucking boss because that boss was so fucking hard! I feel great. I feel better now. I feel much better after saying that. Okay, let's continue. And then after that, you find out that Duke Onkled was a traitor! It was all Duke Onkled's plan all along to lead Zelda's dad into Ganon's territory so they could take over Hyrule! Shame on you, Duke Onkled! So you get to the final dungeon, you fight Ganon, who is definitely very fucking hard, and it's very, very fucking hard to get to Ganon, and if you lose all of your lives while trying to get to Ganon, you gotta start all over again from the beginning of the castle, which is a bitch. Getting through Ganon's castle at the end of this game is a lot of memorization, trial and error, but luckily it's not very long. I mean, it's not like Zelda 2 Great Palace long, where you can actually get lost. I mean, there's one or two rooms here that lead to nowhere, but you'll figure out your way eventually. And so after that, Zelda rescues her father and Link, and that's it. That's it. We just get one haphazard, shitty ending. Yeah. For all that trouble, we didn't get a longer, goofy-looking cutscene. Oh boy, Zelda, you rescued me. Let's have some chicken, Zelda. Oh yeah, ooh. No, just one small cutscene and hey, back to the beginning of the game. Why, Critic, why? So Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon. Everybody's been talking shit about this game for the past decade or so. Yes, it is a horrible game in almost every aspect, believe me. I mean, the music is decent, but everything about this game, the gameplay is bad. The graphics are decent, but still bad in a way that you can't, detect which plane you can jump on for platforming and shit. I mean, the controls are bad, the voice acting is horrible, the animation is actually part of its charm. And you know what? I actually have to say this. I recommend that you actually play this. Yes, play it on an emulator. There might be a working one right now. Download it. I don't freaking care. But you know what? I actually recommend buying this game. Buy the actual console itself and play it. You have to play it with your own eyes. These games are like the Room of Zelda games. You are tearing me apart, Zelda!
Good.
And yes, this game really needs to be played. I recommend that you actually play it and experience it yourself, because watching it on YouTube, yeah, you can definitely get the whole game experience there, but it's just not enough. You gotta experience it yourself with the bad controls, the bad cutscenes and everything. And you know what's crazy? The Nostalgia Critic sent me 2 of them that I wasn't able to show. Like, I have 2 of these fucking games. Ah! So if you're wondering where to get these wonderful games, well, the Nostalgia Critic sent me these, but but realistically, these games are not cheap. Oh boy. Like, this is the European version, which actually plays 100% okay on an NTSC console. So I highly recommend getting this version. It's about $113. You might have to pay $130, including shipping. Or if you're going to be a maniac, get the US version, which is over $150. But it doesn't really matter which one you get, because the European version works exactly the same, and it's a lot cheaper. Alright, so that ends this episode of Awesome Video Game Memories about Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon. And if you have any really awesome memories about this game, make sure to leave those in the comments below. And there's still 2 more games left. Why, Zelda? Why? Hey guys, Ryan here, and I hope you enjoyed that episode on Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon, because believe me, the next episode is going to be Link, the Faces of Evil, also starring the Nostalgia Critic too. And I'd like to give a big thanks to Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic, for making his cameo, and you can check out his channel at channelawesome.com or his YouTube channel right here. And if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, especially subscribe. And make sure to click on that notification bell to make sure you know when we release new videos, because just like Zelda, the Wand of Gamelon, YouTube sucks at telling you so. And if you want to see me and the BattleGeek Plus crew play some games, God forbid these games, well, maybe I'll play them on this channel, you can watch us at twitch.tv/BattleGeekPlus. And make sure to check our schedule to know which games we're playing. Make sure to follow our Twitch channel, and if you have a free Amazon Prime account, you can subscribe to our channel and get some awesome perks. This video is sponsored by Elgato Gaming. For the best in video game capture and streaming, you can purchase your own with the affiliate links down below. Hey guys, want to support us? You can support us at patreon.com/BattleGeekPlus, because every dollar helps us bring you a better show.
Well, excuse me, princess. I have no idea where that came from, I'm sorry.